Yeah, hi. So we have with us Mr. Manoj Paul, the MD for Equinix India. First of all, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for taking out time. So I'll just begin with how is your experience of the event?
It has been wonderful because we see a lot of key stakeholders from the fintech and the banks and other financial institutes, and we as an organization want to reach out to these entities to offer our solutions, which are pretty innovative, and some of these solutions are very widely used by these institutes across the world, but not necessarily in India. So we just want to see how we can get reach to these customers and then see that how they can deploy them and become more efficient.
Great. So I'll just touch upon another aspect where Equinix, being one of the enablers here, where there is a huge proliferation of data from OTT platforms. Earlier, from ISVs to Airtel, then to the OTT platforms. But Equinix is one of those companies who championed that we're creating those DCs which are hyper-connecting. And that has made it smoother for everybody. So how is the vision and how you're being the enabler? If you can just give out some, story about how it is.
Absolutely. So, as you know that around the world, Equinix considers itself as the world's digital infrastructure company. And digital infrastructure is not only about data centers and power and cooling, but also about how different entities interconnect with each other, because that means what sort of experience that the end user gets and also cost. So, for instance, earlier, if there is an ISP, the ISP will connect to, say, one of the top tier telecom service providers who would connect to, say, Netflix or Google or YouTube, right? Then these ISP would have a lot of cost because they have to pay to this network service provider. And not only that, that traffic will go through multiple hops, and hence their user may not get the right experience. What has happened now is that in our data center, we have a concept called Internet Exchange, where the ISP comes and directly connects to the Internet Exchange, and the OTT also directly connects to the Internet Exchange. The traffic flows directly from the OTT to the ISP and comes to you at your home or something else. So that has improved the performance. And not only that, today this bandwidth of 1 gig at an Internet Exchange costs, say, 10,000 rupees. And if earlier it was costing several times more. Yes. So it has reduced the cost of getting the content for these ISPs, which is passing on that benefit to users like you and me, by giving much more download. Earlier, you remember, 500 rupees would be just 50 GB download.
Yes,
now, 500, they are giving unlimited download. How is it happening? Because the cost of this content acquisition has come down.
Thank you so much, Manoj Paul, once again for giving us your vision and how Equinix is being the enabler of the digital consumption, which is, Thank you so much for joining us.